Hello, I'm Linda Seacrest, one of the four co-founders of Grokking Wholeness, and I'm here to explain how my work as a journalist writing for a healthy lifestyle magazine called Natural Awakenings has played a huge part in the process that has led to joining my fellow explorers in Grokking Wholeness. I believe that modern society has constrained what is available for us to know about consciousness up until now. It seems that the floodgates have opened, and there are so many people using their podcasts to educate millions who are curious about how to wake up to the truth that consciousness is who I am and who you are. Our educational system is lagging far behind the science of quantum physics, which tells us a new story about the evolution of consciousness and how it evolves toward wholeness and unity, and how we are interconnected to one another. What we really need now, though, is not in our textbooks and certainly not talked about by the media, is new ways of thinking, new and fresh solutions to the many crises that our world is facing today. Old solutions with new twist won't do. It's as Einstein said, no problem can be resolved by the same level of consciousness that created it. We need to level up to a conscious understanding of what we truly are. We are not powerless beings. After all, the same intelligence that set the stars, planets, and galaxies into motion operates our bodies. We just need to learn to tap into it. We're walking miracles if we could only remember that every day. Our bodies are wrapped in, give or take, 70 trillion cells that have their own intelligence. We are simply a species within nature that has learned to reflect on our actions. We've been taught to see ourselves as apart from, separate from nature. Seeing it as other, we call the natural world a resource, when actually the natural world has its own intelligence and has given us everything we need to survive throughout the centuries. I believe that the call to recognize consciousness as what I am and what you are comes from within. And if you're curious and open enough, you begin seeing the synchronicities that consciousness uses to connect you to all the people, books, podcasts, retreats, workshops, and things that help you to do that, like this website. So, what I'm saying is that I believe that my first experience of consciousness was because it wanted to wake up. First, it communicated in subtle whisperings, and then it began communicating to me in symbols and dreams through books, retreats, and people who became my teachers. I was gobsmacked that awakening to consciousness was more about unlearning, shedding my old programming. I'll give you an example. Someone once told me that I could dictate my articles. I could talk into a recorder. I was stumped. Actually, I was speechless. I couldn't imagine it because my fingers do the thinking. I don't have to think about typing, and I've been doing it for 61 years. So it's innately embodied in me. And that's the way I think of consciousness. I feel the experience that I am having. I'm not thinking, analyzing, or interpreting it. I am in the present moment and one with it. My research, interviewing, and writing articles that were published in Natural Awakenings were, without me recognizing it, deeply connecting me to my inner world and planting seeds of wisdom. My work was transforming my knowledge into wisdom and connecting me to the natural world. I was being transformed by the renewal of my mind, which was acting more like a receiver of information. As Krishnamurti, a philosopher and my first teacher, predicted, right livelihood was a career that would take me on a journey to remembering wholeness. Reading, contemplating, and reflecting on that journey and how my mind was being expanded, I was learning a wealth of information from books and from my telephone interviews with luminaries such as Yogi Amrit Desai, Dr. Deepak Chopra, Bruce Lipton, Jean Houston, Greg Braden, Edgar Mitchell, Wayne Dyer, who were just some of them. It was having to read the books to be able to ask intelligent questions, conduct the interviews, reflect on them, and then contemplate what I needed to say in the articles. Thinking about what I wanted to say and why I wanted to help found this website is when that I realized that I had not chosen journalism. Journalism had chosen me because consciousness wanted to make itself known. We like to think of the choices of the roads taken as ours, when in fact it is our consciousness that likely does the choosing if we are listening to its whisperings. My work over 22 years as a journalist for Natural Awakenings and the hundreds of intelligent people that I've met along the way changed my perspective on life and my worldview, how I feel and act in the world. Contemplating what I learned through my personal and professional work has led me to helping to create some of the content for Grokking Wholeness. I hope that you all are curious enough to dive into our website. Like fish who have no idea that they are in water, consciousness is, whether we recognize it or not, what we live and breathe and have our being in.